What a shot, sir. My compliments to the chef. Oh, look at that. Absolutely flattened there. That's 2 regiments almost extinguished. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. They've absolutely flattened us here. Look at that. Get in there, lads. Oh my goodness me. Let's get into them before they do any more damage here. Greetings and welcome to episode 58 of my Empire Total War Darth mod Great Britain campaign. This, my friends, how we left it last time. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all of the brand new promotions, my friends. Some have been asked for, others have earned that promotion without having to ask for it at all. I'd also particularly like to congratulate General Ernuk, who is now promoted to Field Marshal. Now, I know that many of you might be thinking, well, you know, why is Adam being promoted to Field Marshal above anybody else? Well, I'll be absolutely honest with you, my friends. Adam has been an absolute cornerstone of this campaign, and very other cornerstones of other campaigns as well. And I know that all of you have been absolutely fantastic advice and proposals in all my things. But Adam has been really a key council member right from the very, very beginning, way back. And so to sort of, he has, I think, earned that right, my friends, to be called a Field Marshal. Indeed, he is now the commander of all forces in the Russian front. Now, there will be one more promotion to Field Marshal within this campaign as well. That still deciding whom that will fall upon, because there's so many wonderful candidates, there really are. So I'm just deciding what to do with that. But we have a huge amount going on here. We have an operation in the Crimea here against the Russians in the Crimea. Now, this is their main supply line right here. They do have quite a large navy here as well. They got it. That's quite a lot of heavy first-rate ships. A huge amount here. That really is a potent force. But as you can see, it's not at full fettle here. So you can see we have the Crimea itself under siege at the moment, with possibly more combat troops moving in from Russia here. But we've set up these sort of almost this trap here, waiting for them to move. If they wish to move in and fight us here, my goodness me, look at this, what a wonderful sight here. And also in Moscow here itself, we have an incredibly elite force here. Look at this. I mean, this is the absolute apogee here of British fighting forces. I mean, some of the finest troops we can possibly field anywhere. They really are the creme de la creme here of British forces. But we've had a number of proposals, indeed a number of comments, suggesting a number of tactics, a number of strategies we should really push for in this particular episode here. Now, Jerusalem really has been a sort of a real flashpoint for us in terms of our war with France. So as you can see here, France, we did attack us again. We threw them back with heavy casualties here, but we also suffered huge casualties here. Now, there's a number of the council calling for us to actually evacuate Jerusalem and hand it over to either Poland or France for peace. There's also been a call for us to possibly hand over to the Mughals as well and bring sort of a neutral force into Jerusalem, and that would sort of maybe sort of unbalance the power that either the French or the Poles would get from that particular sort of if they gave them Jerusalem for peace. You know, that is sort of a trade-off we might be able to give here. I know that Awesome was really advocating that we hold on to Jerusalem, but I've got a feeling that the French are not going to give up on Jerusalem at all. I think they're going to continue to hit Jerusalem with everything they got until it falls. Now, rather than lose this army here, which is a splendid army under General Awesomeness here, I mean, as you can see, that's one of the promotions we've seen here. He's actually the commander here of Jerusalem. I know that he has called for us to stand here and fight to the very last, but to be honest with you, we don't really want to lose this army here. It is a veteran, a real combat-hardened veteran force here. I know that it's been severely depleted. If they attack us again, France, with another massive force, it would buckle, and we simply do not have the forces here to stand and fight. We don't have the time, I don't believe, either, because I think the French are going to probably send another force in very quickly to try and take this. So rather than lose not only the city and the army, I'd rather lose the city and then have the army available to fight, maybe even come back at a later date and reclaim the city. I'd rather withdraw and fight another day. I know that we've had Field Marshal Ernuk now saying that we should, as he said, either give it to France or Poland for peace. And we can't really, as he rightly says, we can't really fight the entire world, which is very true. And we've also had Bish as well saying that we should move from the Crimea. Once we've taken the Crimea here, we can either sue for peace, or we could either strike northwards, so basically moving northeastward, or wheel right into sort of eastwards here into Cherkassk and try and take the Cherkassk and sort of almost cut off the Don, as it were. This bridge here across the Don into the Urals. You're moving down into the Urals here. So again, we've got a number of options, but again, a number of the council saying stay away from the Ukraine. It isn't going to be productive here, especially with these forces. Look at the size of these Russian forces. They're absolutely huge. We're getting hit from all sides here by the Russians, but we can hold. I believe we can hold Moscow against a sustained assault. If needs be, we could even, once we've taken Crimea, we could even move a force up to sort of assist Moscow this force could actually make its way here. It would take a number of weeks to get there, probably fighting all the way there, but I believe we could probably reach Moscow and reinforce that with 2 army groups. That would give us substantial firepower around here. Now, as you can see, the Russians are gathering around and near Ingria here, St. Petersburg, and indeed, we've got a Polish force here with winged Tsars and some absolutely creme de la creme, some elite Polish forces here, in fine fettle as well, if I dare say so. But we've also got ourselves here a real combat hardened veterans of many a fight, as you can see here, under the auspices of General Jamie here, as you can see. We've also got this reserve force here under General Bish as well, Bish and Monton here. So as you can see, this will be actually brought to full capacity once we have the funds available. We can actually make this a full army here. We are missing a number of line infantry troops which we're going to put into place here. As you can see, our funds at the moment are lacking. However, again, on the council's advice, I think we're just going to reset our raiding here on this particular line here. We are raiding the French. That should reset it. Indeed, sir. Now, what our main problem is what the French are going to do with the ports. So these ports aren't well defended at all. And I'm a little bit concerned about these. If we get hit here in these ports, we should be okay, but it's then having to pull this fleet away from raiding here and potentially holding down these forces. Mind you, we do have this force here. Of course, we were severely mauled here by this Polish fleet. It gave us an absolute thrashing, and I hold my hands up, my friends. My sort of seamanship skills are dire, to say the least, so I'm going to absolutely hold my hands up, take full responsibility for that. We've also got Polish forces starting to move, to creep into Romalia here and sort of start to really pull in a significant number of forces into the area. Now we can hold, we've sort of set up a defensive line here, running from Epirus all the way to the Mediterranean Sea here. Kozani here is a sort of a fortified position as well. We've sort of fortified this line here. We've got here, as you can see, General Mel the Greek as well, now commander and indeed governor of Greece. I thought that was rather fitting, so there's another promotion there, as you can see. And we've got here as well, we've got General Brian Futcher as well, guarding the sort of the approaches to Istanbul. Of course, they can be moved around here, but of course we'll deal with that if that comes along here. We've also got here a generalship ready and waiting to be used. We've also got here General Senshi Bat as well, who's now the commander and indeed the governor of Istanbul. As you can see, this army is set up purposely. We purposely set up this as an anti sort of siege army. This is full of sort of blunderbuss, mortar, full of line infantry. 3 regiments of cavalry to maybe strike out if things turn in our favour. We can run down the enemy. But Istanbul is set now as a sort of an anti-siege capital here. Now, if we give, it's to whom we give Jerusalem to. This is the key question here. Who is going to give us the most problems? Now, Poland has been highly aggressive, and indeed it is moving in directly into sort of Romalia here and into Athens, into Greece. Now, if we give Jerusalem to the Poles, it's going to immediately bring them and reset this front line here. We will hold our position where they are. We're not going to sort of move forward here. What we will do then is we'll probably this force will either move into Romalia, which is probably the nearest, or even Athens or Patras, because we're looking at where they'll be sent to the nearest British base. Once we've taken the Crimea, now there has been a number of calls from the council for us to take the Crimea and then sue for peace with the Russians, because we've got St. Petersburg, Moscow and the Crimea, 3 of the primary sort of real estates, as it were, of the Russians. Now they might accept that to try and sort of gather their sort of breath, as it were. If that is the case, we can stabilise. We might even send this force if the Poles accept the peace, as it were, if I get my words out, and then this force here might be sent then into the Crimea to sort of reinforce, or we might even send it to Moscow, and that is a heck of a journey. So we might just send it to the Crimea to reinforce the Crimea here, because that's the place that's going to be under immediate pressure, because we might have to leave a force in the Crimea or build one up at least. We can ship forces back and forth from Istanbul if we're given that breathing space, but it's a precarious position because, as you can see, the Russians do have this fine fleet here. We do have a fleet of our own here, which is not to be sniffed at all. As you can see, probably our most our most veteran of fleets here, as you can see. I mean, this admiral is an absolute wonder, sir. I mean, look at this. Superior Admiral, blockade runner, fighting sailor, line expert. You know, he's 65, so he's getting on a little bit here. So hopefully he can stay with us a bit longer, because he really is a fabulous admiral. We can hold against the Poles. It would cost the Poles dear if they wanted to break this particular line here. But I think we're going to give Jerusalem to Poland in exchange for peace. If they take it, if they don't, then we will do it to France. So we want to keep at war with Russia for the moment, because we want the Crimea. If we can break the Crimea, it breaks their sort of massive income from exports here. I think that's what we're going to do. Right, let's try that at least. Let's try and get Poland here. Request peace. Regions. Palestine here for peace. Now that's going to be I mean, look at that. Terrifying, spectacular. Their firepower is immense. Let's see if that sits well with them. Oh my goodness me, no it doesn't. So they're not even interested in Palestine. So what we will do, we'll now move to France. So as I said, we'll try Poland. They're not interested. But the reason that France went to war with us was for Jerusalem. So because of course we moved into Jerusalem, they wanted to sort of combine Egypt and Jerusalem together. So we'll try it with France. If we can just get France off our back as well, it'll at least free up the possibility of us. Now I know we will lose monies from our raiding. However, we can then hopefully move down a little bit and raid the majority of the Polish income if we can. Let's just quickly see where Poland is getting most of its income from. I think from here, because we've cut that off there. Nothing from here. But is it flowing through here, possibly for Poland? No, they're not getting anything from here at all. What we need is to be able to raid Poland somewhere along the line here. I think they're actually Poland's been cut off completely here. So if we don't raid this here, no, nothing at all. I wonder if we can. We simply are not going to be able to hold Jerusalem. I know we are not. They've got all the technology, so they don't need any of that. We'll request peace. They're just not interested in Palestine at all. Let's try one more time. No, they really don't like us at all. We're going to have to go with France. If we go with France, at least we might be able to get a peace, maybe even a trade agreement with them. I don't want to do Russia yet, but look at that, minus 426. They really don't like us at all. Let's try France. Let's just try it anyway. Let's just see what we need to do. We need to get peace anyway, at least somewhere along the line. I know that some of you might be balking at this idea, but we've just got to do it, my friends. We really do. Oh my goodness me, they don't even want that. Right, we're going to evacuate anyway. I think we're going to evacuate this anyway, because they don't like us. They hate us so much, they're willing to actually... We're going to evacuate. We're going to evacuate this army. Well, I'm not going to risk it at all. I'm not going to risk this army at all. This army is far too vital to us.
Orders, Captain, orders. On our way, Captain. Ready and waiting. To the next level for crown and country.
Let's put them here. We're not gonna lose that there. Now they'll send a force in here. I know that some of you might not be liking that at all, and I absolutely understand. I really, really do.
Put to sea. Set sail. Jump to it.
And I understand that some of you might be thinking, man, what are you doing, sir? But in fact, what we will do is we'll put them here in Larissa. This will actually form an additional defense here to us. Now we've got 27,000 coming in here. We're going to have to just absolutely bite the bullet here. I really am. I know that some of you might be saying, oh man, you know, if we I wonder, wait a minute, I wonder if we can take Crimea off the march right here, and then offer Crimea to the Russians for peace, for Jerusalem for peace. I know the trade-off here is not fantastic, because I know they'll be going to get a major city, and we're going to get a Crimea, but we have to do something here, because otherwise we're not going to get anything out of this. They're just going to walk into the city here and take it for free. But if we could give it to Russia for peace, maybe that will do. I think what we'll do is we'll assault the Crimea. We've got Field Marshal Ernok here. Do we have the guns for this?
Your Majesty. At the ready.
We need to bring in a force here that's got the guns for it, I think.
Settlement besieged.
Oh, General Ernok's force is formidable, but it doesn't have the guns here that we need to really open this siege up. But this army does here under General Ledin. So I think we'll have General Ledin leading this attack here with Field Marshal Ernok here in the vanguard, supporting army. But we need to break this quickly so we get something out of this. Yep, I think we do. I know we could auto-resolve this. Demand surrender. No, they're not going to. Right, we're going to assault this. They've got those blessed mortars there, which are an absolute menace. So they've got guards. It won't be easy at all. They've also got the Streltsy here as well. The Gorodsky Streltsy here, which are tough melee fighters. But I think we can just blast this to pieces here, even if this takes damage here. I think we're going to assault the Crimea. We'll lose probably more troops than we would actually, but I'd rather break the Crimea and get something out of this, then get peace with it, sort of bring this army back up to full strength, and then see where we are. But it looks like we can't get anything else. We can't get peace with France or with Poland. They're simply not up for it. Let's assault the Crimea. Let's assault the Crimea. We've got no other choice, my friends. I'm not going to give away Jerusalem for nothing. Even if we just get peace out of it, that'll be enough for me. Even if we just get a trade agreement with the Russians afterwards, maybe if they stay friendly with us long enough. But you know, Russia is going to attack us again. That is a foregone conclusion. If we get peace with them, they will attack us after a few years. So I really want to get the Crimea under our control, reinstate that army, or whichever armies are sort of the damage inflicted them, bring them to full strength again. We might even, I think we might keep General Awesome's army in Greece as an additional sort of defensive force there. I know that giving up Jerusalem is not going to sit well with a number of the council, but as you can see, we are going to be up against it. I don't want to lose that force for naught, and that's not what we're in for. We need to keep every single army needs to be kept, because we are running on a very much a shoestring budget here now. Let's have a look at the topography. Oh my goodness me. Like a dream come true, sir. But then again, we are assaulting, we're not defending, so we need to be up front and centre here. Now, can we attack, I wonder, from the side? We can probably assault from various angles here. As you can see, I think we need to centre ourselves, but we've got this here, so I think we lose the hill here, because we do have these two regiments. We do need to bring a lot of firepower to bear here. And of course, they do have those horrific mortars. Now let's get them into some kind of... We do have howitzers as well, which are, I've got to admit, are my favourite form of fire support. And we've got them well established here. So all we need to do is where they're going to... How far do these fall here? Now that falls well within here. Now that falls just out of line here, so we need to bring these forward a little bit here. Let's take them out of that to make it easier for us to do this. I think we're going to sit them just a little forward here. Let's move these gentlemen out of the way here, so we have a better... I think we'll keep these on the hill here, on this mound here, to give them that elevation. These gentlemen, however, do not need that. And we want quicklime to be damaging the defenders here. Now, does it stretch far enough here? It does indeed. It at least can hit this here. This is where they're going to try and hold the main line. We really do want to really hit them hard. We've got cavalry as well. We've got 5 regiments of cuirassiers, which is excellent to see. And plenty of infantry as well, which is good. Now, we want to assault from as many sides as possible here. Let's have a combat group here, comprising the 88th, 89th, and indeed 90th here. On this left flank here. We've got to be careful out for those mortars. The mortars are an absolute bane of our lives when it comes to assaulting. Now they're all hidden here, perfect. So we're going to assault with 3 regiments here. We'll also assault, if we have it, with 3 regiments. Actually, we'll assault with 2 regiments, the 106th, 107th on the extreme left here, or right, I beg your pardon. And we can just tackle in here, but only once the defenders have been weakened. And the remainder will stand in. We've got the cuirassiers here. We'll just pull them along here. So if we do take one of these walls, at least we can move the cavalry inside the fort. And indeed, we'll just put these cuirassiers just back here as a defensive stroke attacking unit here. We'll move the General Din back onto the hill here. We've got more cuirassiers here as well, which is absolutely fabulous to see. And we'll just move these gentlemen here. Oh, look at that, sir. Now we need to defend this sort of these forces here. So what we'll do is we'll set our lines. Oh, look at that, garrison guards. We'll set our lines here. Let's set them forward here. If we see the mortars attacking us, we will have to, of course, move these forces back, which we will do promptly, sir. If they come out to meet us here, we need to be ready to meet that attack. And by Jove, we will, sir. We can, of course, pull these regiments back from the lines here, if need be. I believe we can begin our conquest of the Crimea, which we do need to take here, so that everything just falls into place. If Russia does not accept peace with Jerusalem, then we will just have to accept that Jerusalem will fall, and then we can sort of reconfigure our armies, reconfigure our plans accordingly. Let's begin. My compliments to the chef, sir. Commandant under severe fire. These guards, we can take care of these guards here. Mortars. There's those mortars, but they've stayed out of the way here, which is good to see. Oh my goodness me. Oh, that's an absolute joy, sir. We are getting pummeled here. Hold, lads, hold now. Don't you flinch.
General Staff reporting.
Looks like they're overshooting slightly here, but we just got to maintain our discipline here. Let's in fact move our forces out here ready to strike. Keep a distance. But preparation is key here. fantastic sight. We're going to slowly whittle down this. What the blazes? We're going to slowly whittle down this force here. They've got a lot of cavalry in here. They've taken damage here. Oh, lads. Oh, that's more like it. Oh my word, what a shot, sir. I doff my cap to you. That's more like it. That's the type of damage we want to look at here. We want to really blitzkrieg this.
Reporting. Right away. Down.
Gentlemen, why are you not firing upon your given orders? Okay. Then bring down the walls. Bring down the walls. Oh my goodness me, we've absolutely... Oh, good grief, the howitzers have done an absolute wondrous job here, sir. We're going to whittle down these defenders so there's almost nothing left. By damn, we will have access to this. We've lost a lot of men here, 181 here now. Garrison guards are starting to feel the pinch. Let's get that reloading faster. Oh, look at that cut right in the open there. They've been absolutely mauled. Oh, that's much more like it. Well done, sir. Patience is key here. Patience is absolutely key to us here. Oh, look at that. They've got whole stakes on the side here. Very, very crafty here. To move those stakes along here. That's going to really... If we'd have come in from this direction here, we hit those stakes, that would have really given us a real horrendous morning, should we say. But you bring them down onto the floor here, which is fine. We've got a gap in the walls in the defences here, but we're not after that. Because of course we can still use it. Look at that. with them clumped up like this. That is absolutely perfect. If this wasn't indestructible here, we would just be absolutely tearing this place to pieces. Much more like it, sir. That is much more like it. Keep this pressure on here. Oh my word. That was a real, look at that, that was a real mauling there, sir. I know there might be a little bit slow this battle here, but it's got to be systematic. We have to systematically dismantle their defences and indeed the fighting troops within here. I want to bring the Russians to their knees here. I know we've taken a number of casualties, but with minimal casualties. Might take a while here for us to do this. Let's reconfigure here. We're going to keep reconfiguring our targets. But by the time we finish with the Russians here, they'll have little to nothing left to defend this fort. I tell you, this they are not doing. Gentlemen, if you would please.
Await my command! Battery reporting. On my order! Yes, sir.
Come on, gentlemen, for goodness sake. Then let's bring this building down properly. Oh, 64 men left here. These regiments are getting absolutely torn to pieces. They've still got some fighting forces here, but we have to just take these apart. I know this is going to present a problem for us if we defend the city, because we've put holes in the city that we've got to defend, but still, we need access to the Crimea. That's much more like it. Oh, look at that, they've been absolutely blitzed there, sir. wonderful sight. My compliments to the chef, sir. These guns are very, very fickle here. I'm not happy with their performance at all.
Right away. Wait for my order. Yes, orders.
Right. Limber up. We're going to move these. We're going to move these guns. They are simply not doing their job here. We're going to move these guns to a better position. That's it. They can go by here, and they can start firing into this, into the sort of the. They're not doing their job here at all. I refuse to have this ill discipline here. Going to move those 3 regiments over to the flanks here. Oh my goodness, that's a joy to see, sir. Absolutely, look at this, they've been absolutely obliterated here. The dead here count in the hundreds. By the time we're ready to assault them, there'll be little to nothing left here. Right, these gentlemen, they can move to here. Thank you. Come on then, gentlemen, let's have some order here. Let's have some discipline. Thank you. Much more like it. Of course, the foot archer here, the horse guard here, of course, can run at full pelt. Whilst these are just the 20 for these can't, unfortunately. They sort of amber along. Gentlemen, this is not time for a canter. If we can hit this force here square on, it really would put us in an excellent position. Oh, good grief, sir. Come on. Let's unlimber. Let's begin our fire. Gentlemen, eternity. Of course, these are all cavalry, so they're all sort of horse guards. Of course, they can ride to the position. Each of them have to walk to it. Oh, look at that. The guards unit here has been absolutely butchered. If they step out of here, we will annihilate them. Steady, lads, steady now. Even now they're not firing. Oh, come on, gentlemen, what the blazes is going on here?
Shrapnel shot.
I just cannot for the life of me understand why they are not firing. Oh, let's take the wall down. Let's just take the wall down. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Artillery reporting.
Oh, that horse there took it full blast. Oh gosh, I do apologise. Let's bring this wall down then. Seems that all they seem to want to be able to do is take this wall down. I think there would be a court-martial here. What a shot. What a shot. Oh my goodness me. Here they come, here they come. They've just been absolutely obliterated. We need to hit these gentlemen here. If we can bring this regiment down here and this one, we will then assault. That's more like it. That's much more like it. Oh my goodness me, that's perfect. If we can get this group of light infantry here, we'll assault this. We'll assault here along this fort here, and we'll also assault here. Get on top of here as well. Those mortars are going to be brutish. More like it. Looks like they can actually fire now and do something about it. Oh, that's a perfect hit. Just slightly missed there. More like it, lads. Well done. Much look at that. absolutely perfect. Oh my goodness me, the council's advisors once again come absolutely to the fore. I fired into the ground here. The council's, once told me what to do there with firing in front of the sort of the enemy to sort of bounces into them, and it's worked perfectly. Here they come. Here they come. Gotta bide our time here. Oh, what a shot. We are tearing to pieces here. Oh my goodness me, they've been absolutely obliterated here. What a sight this is. We could absolutely destroy everything in this fort before we even step foot into it. The council has once again proven to be the finest part of this campaign, or any campaign. Your advice of just hitting the ground before the enemy here has proven invaluable again, sir. Been absolutely butchered. Ah, no, wait a minute. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Been a bloodbath, sir. A bloodbath. And it's taken a long time here, my friends. I understand this, but I want to make sure this is done right here. I think we can assault. Let's do this.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Infantry reporting. Rifles. Yes, sir. Orders.
We're going to assault.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Long rifles.
Here he comes. Here comes those mortars. It's going to hurt. This is going to hurt a lot. By damn. As I said, that's going to hurt a lot. Oh, right in the middle of them there, sir. Got to continue that barrage on them here. Get in there, lads. let's get in there. Let's destroy them. Get stuck into them, lads. Don't just dawdle. That's more like it. You want the centre cleared, please, gentlemen? Yes, it's ours, sir. Show them no mercy. Ceasefire. Course they're wavering, sir. Then the cuirassier attack. They've gone. They've shattered those cuirassiers, but my word, they did a wonderful job here. They tied down these Russian forces here. Double time. Come on, put them to the sword, lads. Let's put an end to these Russian fiends. Yes, the enemy general's dead. Yes, we have them, sir. A heroic victory. What a fight that was, my friends. What a fight. I know it was a slow fight, but we had, look at that, only 516 men lost. They lost everything. Statistics Cuirassier, look at that. Heavy Horse Guards did a wonderful job there. It really did. Let's end that. What a look at that. Field Marshal Ernok has done his duty phenomenally, sir. Crimea is now ours. We've cut off that now. Will they now accept Jerusalem as peace? I know they're going to get a city for a city, but we have to try and get something out of Jerusalem at least. And peace. That's the main thing we're looking for. Yes. That is absolutely perfect. Right, we've got something out of that. Can we now get a trade agreement with them, maybe? Yes. 30,000 still incoming here. So that is absolutely fantastic for us. We've got trade. We've got the Crimea. We're now immured in the Crimea here now. What we're going to do is we're just going to move this force here. Of Field Marshal Ernok here to sort of just provide that cover here. We've even got trade coming in out of here now. How long that will last, who knows, but still, we're going to move this ship to here. We'll just do one turn, I think, my friends, and we'll probably end this episode, but now the French have really been thrown a curveball here. What are they going to do? That was a terrific fight, it really was. Look at that combat fleet there. Can we now get peace with France, maybe? Maybe they've seen the error of their ways. I doubt it, though. No. Let's end the turn. Let's see what happens. I think France are going to do something to us here. I'm not sure what. Where are they going to send those forces? They're probably going to try and attack us, I'd imagine. In our sort of Mediterranean redoubt. Yeah, you just keep away, sir. I bet they're not best pleased with what we've done. I dare you, sir. Yeah, they're gonna hit. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Down. Unbelievable. France is an absolute vermin upon us, sir. We will deal with that fleet in Bristol. Looks like Poland is putting a lot of forces away from there. What will they do? That's the key question. Yeah, they're moving more forces into this southern theatre. They're going to start moving more forces. And look how many troops they've got available. They have got copious amounts. They're building up towards something. I dare you to come for us, sir. Oh, unbelievable. Really? Looks like they've made their move, my friends, but we are going to end this episode right there. And as you can see, this is going to be the fight for our next turn here. There's obviously, this is probably a reconnaissance in force by the looks of it. We have, of course, got this wonderful force here under General Mendoza, which is going to quite clearly defend this rigorously here. I think this is Epirus, I believe this is here, so we're going to really defend this. They just leave this gap here open for us, possibly strike outwards, but we're going to go on the defensive here and try and draw in as many Polish forces as we possibly can. But my friends, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We have taken the Crimea, we have peace with Russia for now at least. It'll give us a little bit of time to regain our sort of composure, as it were. We've also got the force from Jerusalem here, which will probably might be moved closer to Istanbul at the moment. That's where it looks like it needs to be sent to, for us to replenish and repaired. But we are in the fight of our lives, my friends, against both Poland and France. As you can see, they've sort of really hit our trade lines there. So we've got a lot to do. We're going to move that the fleet we've got in the sort of in the English Channel, as it were, or near the English Channel. We're going to move that fleet and deal with those two forces there. Open up our trade once again. But my friends, once again, I'd like to thank all the council for their incredible advice and your wonderful support. I'd like to congratulate all of you that have been promoted, my friends. Well-earned promotions on every single one of you, of the generals, and you, the council members. But until next time, my friends, and also please keep your comments coming down below. The most important thing in this campaign, my friends, is your proposals, your plans, your advice, your comments. That is the key, the backbone of this campaign, and every campaign is you, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed it. Whatever you're doing, please be safe, my friends. Have a wonderful weekend, and until next time, bye for now.